And our London correspondent, Jonathan Sacerdoti, joining us this evening. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi there.
So once again, this long Brexit story being called into question, another surprise happening today. Let's get straight to the point. The government's appeal, what is that going to look like?
So it's hard to know how the government can hope to win this, but they can. There is time allocated in the Supreme Court next month because it was assumed that whoever won in today's judgment would be subject to an appeal from the other side. Unfortunately for Theresa May and the government, it's they who are going to the Supreme Court asking for this judgment to be overturned. But it does seem very unlikely that that will happen now because the judgment was so specific that the Act of Parliament which brought Britain into the European Union did bestow on the British people certain rights which now just can't be taken away without Parliament having some say in it. And the fact of the matter is that many people claimed they were voting for Brexit in order to make parliamentary sovereignty supersede European sovereignty. So now, of course, people are saying that parliamentary sovereignty must be the overriding aspect of how Britain leaves the EU.
So if this does go to Parliament, as it sounds like it will, is there a way we can gauge at this point the likelihood that they will actually shut it down, that they will actually reverse the Brexit vote?
It's really difficult to say because, of course, there was that unprecedented referendum which saw the majority of the British population choose to leave the EU, which means that if members of Parliament, even those who did believe that Britain should remain in the EU, if they choose to go against the will of the people, they are effectively pitting themselves against the very people they're meant to represent who elected them, which means that there is some chance that even the Remainers among the members of Parliament won't vote that way. But if this relies on an Act of Parliament, it's not even just the House of Commons and MPs who get a say, but also the unelected House of Lords, because that is how laws are made in the United Kingdom. And all of this could, in fact, trigger off a general election earlier than had originally been planned. But Theresa May has reiterated through a spokeswoman today that she is planning to call Juncker. She's planning to say that March 2017 is still when she intends to trigger Article 50, and that she still plans not to have a general election until the end of this full term of Parliament.
So very briefly, Jonathan, it looks like a lot of questions in the air. The one thing that is clear, this will complicate the process further and maybe draw it out.
That's exactly right. 2016 continues to be the year that keeps on giving in politics.
Jonathan Sacerdoti in London, thanks very much for this.